All right, welcome back to our series, Frequently Asked Questions for New and Aspiring TCs. I'm going to read the next question here because it's kind of a long one. I've joined quite a few of the TC-based Facebook groups, and I seem to be getting the impression that many of the TCs or small business owners are working some pretty crazy hours. Is that what I should expect for myself and my business as well? Is that what the agents are expecting out of the TCs they are working with? Help. Okay. So good question are some TCs working crazy hours? Absolutely. Okay. Myself personally, do I think that that's required? Not even close. Okay. So here's the deal is everybody gets to build their business and run their business how they want to build and run their business, period. That's all there is to it. Now, do agents expect it? I can tell you this is I'm going to give you my personal experience and real world experience. And that is this. Running simultaneously 70 to 100 transactions simultaneously. I was working Monday through Friday up till 5 o'clock. My agents were not upset that I was not available on nights, not upset that I wasn't available on weekends. I set proper levels of expectation. A lot of it came down to, I don't agree with the verbiage that I seem to hear out there, which is set your boundaries. No. Okay. What I do is I determine what are proper levels of expectation, and I provide proper levels of expectation. When I learn how to communicate with real clarity what proper levels of expectation are, and then I honor them and I help my agents honor them, what I receive as my reward is boundaries. I don't set boundaries. That sounds a little confrontational to go into a relationship with an agent and say, hey, by the way, here are my boundaries. I am setting boundaries. I'm actually just going to have a professional exchange, and I'm going to determine as a small business owner, what are the services that I provide? What is my availability? I get to set all of those standards, and not all of those standards are going to work for every agent out there. None of us need to work with every agent out there. There are going to be agents, because I can guarantee it, there's enough agents out there that will work with someone. I'm an example of that is available Monday through Friday up till 5 o'clock. But during those hours, that person performs at a freakishly high level. You are capable of building that type of reputation and that type of business if you choose. Now, do I know some TCs that we laugh at each other and we poke at each other and everything else like that? They love working nights. They love working weekends. In fact, that's part of the reason why they built this business, is because they want to be with their kids during the day and everything else like that. So they do what they want to do during the day, touching base a couple times throughout the day, and they get a lot of their work done at nights and weekends. Is that okay? If it's okay for them. Now, you are a small business owner and you get to choose how you want to build and run your business. But you have to know what are the proper levels of expectations. And then you not only have to set those and know what they are, but you have to learn, this is a separate skill set, how to communicate those in a way that the agents are like, gosh, this person's never available. This person is constantly putting restrictions on me. When I provide what proper levels of expectation are, that's not the reply I get from the agents. They're like, no, that totally makes sense. No, that's totally fair. No, I love that. Okay. You have to not only have standards, but you have to learn how to communicate them in a way that who's ever receiving them, always asking yourself, who's my audience? How would I have to communicate this in a way that they're like, I freaking love that? Okay. So I never talk about when I'm not available. I'm not available on nights and weekends. I would never say that. What I do is I talk about what I am, not what I'm not. Hey, you know what? I'm going to be available for you up to 40 hours a week. I'm available Monday through Friday up to 5 o'clock. I'm telling you right now, anything that you send to me prior to 2:30 will be processed same business day. I know everything that I'm going to say along the way. Hey, by the way, hey, David, if I send something to you at 10 o'clock, what's the turnaround time? Can I expect that to go out in a half hour, hour? I mean, what should I expect? Well, anything that I receive before 2:30 is going to be processed same business day. Here's the deal. In our business, now, forget that you're a TC. Think of the lender. Think of the closer. Think of the attorney. If the agent sent anything to a lender, an attorney, and a closer, a title company, and it was taken care of same business day, that's considered good turnaround in this business. But for some reason, TCs think if I can't guarantee that I'm going to get this turned around in a half an hour, I'm going to get fired. No, it's just not true. Okay. Now, there's a lot more to that. There's specific standards, specific scripts, if you want to call it, language around that, that allows me to have those standards, quite frankly, loved by the people that I've worked with. And the big part of the love is everything is freakishly predictable with me. I told them exactly what they can expect, and it's always that or better. Okay, but I know how to communicate it. And most importantly, I know how to honor it. Okay. So anyways, do you have to work crazy hours to be an independent transaction coordinator? No. Will you see some in Facebook groups or other places talk about, I can't believe it, I'm working 60 hours, 70 hours, 50 hours. Yeah. There are those. And I'll tell you right now, I might be able to do 2 to 3 times the volume and still work less hours than they do. So there are other things in this equation than just, does it require me to work this many hours? They may be having the philosophy that, you know what, here's the deal. And they take this as pride. Here's the deal. We are the type of organization that we will do whatever it takes to get it done. I don't believe in that statement. Here's why, because I think it's a partial statement. I think what they meant, if they're willing to finish the statement and be honest, they mean this: we're willing to do whatever it takes to get it done, regardless of what it costs, at any cost. We will do whatever it takes to get it done at any cost, at any cost. That's more of an honest and real full statement. And here's what at any cost usually means from my experience. Doesn't mean I'm right, but from my experience. At any cost, the cost is their family, the cost is their relationships, the cost is their mental health. Those are not things I'm willing to play with, and they're not things that are negotiable to me. So here's the question and statement I have is not, we'll do whatever it takes to get it done. No, you know what? Here's the thing is, what would it take to get that done in 40 hours or less per week? That's a more appropriate question, because now I'm looking at what needs to be done and what would that need to look like? What would our activities need to look like to get that done in less than 40 hours a week? Now, if we find from our opinion that it's impossible, and just because we think it's impossible doesn't mean it really is, but if we think it's impossible to get it done in 40 hours a week, we have to ask ourselves, well, maybe do we need more leverage then and we need to start making some hires? Or maybe we're being unrealistic that we'll get it done in 40 hours a week. So what this goal is to get done this week, we might have to say it's going to take us a week and a half. Okay, the fact is I believe you can build an amazing business working 40 hours or less per week, and nobody can convince me otherwise. Okay, there's no reason why a TC can't have a great 6-figure income in less than 40 hours per week. Now, there's multiple skills that go into making that a reality, but nobody can convince me that the common statement for new business owners, sometimes you just got to be willing to put in those extra hours, and sometimes those first couple of years you're going to work 50, 60, 70 hours. Give me a freaking break. I don't agree with that. Then I think you're doing it wrong. And if you're doing it wrong and you don't know how to do it another way, there are people out there that are willing to help you. Look for people that are doing it in a way and have a life that you want to have. But if they're doing it in 50, 60, 70 hours and that's not what you want, why are you trying to follow them and be mentored by them? So I am choking. I need a glass of water, so I'm going to end this. But I'm telling you right now, do you need to work crazy hours to build a great business? No way. Hope that helps. Take care.